Hello and welcome to the RPG Academy podcast, Twitch stream, and YouTube channel. The camera looks like it's wonky to me, so I don't know. I'll try not to let it bother me. Hi, my name is Michael, and I'm going to be trying to play some more Final Fantasy today. So I did play a short stream yesterday for like 10 minutes because I wasn't sure if it was working because I've been having problems with OBS. It did seem to work. So I'm not going to upload that one to YouTube because no one jumped in the chat. I didn't talk to anybody. It was only like 7 minutes long. So the only thing that you missed, if you're watching this on YouTube, and you missed the last chat because no one saw it, is I did the little stuff I needed to do to actually go underwater into the next dungeon. So you had to go to a desert and find a bazaar, like a little oasis hidden thing, buy a bottle. You take the bottle to this town and release a ferry. Then you go to the little ferry's pond or lake that's kind of somewhat hidden-ish from the rest of the town. And the ferry gives you the ox ale, which is what allows you to actually go underneath the waves and starting to explore that dungeon. So I've done that. So now I can actually just go to that dungeon. So that's all you missed, was just a little bit of leg work that had to be done first. My apologies, I'm a little parched. I did my exercising this morning and then I went out and mowed the yard, took a shower, so I'm queen. Geez, I was trying to say squeaky clean, but I'm still just really tired and a little bit parched. All right, dude, please do not block. Please, there, thank you. All right, so we go talk to this lady, and she's like, please go help the mermaids. And she lets us use her submarine. And the submarine takes us to the underwater dungeon. Now, this is one of the ones I'm probably the least familiar with. I don't know why, the elements of it did not stick in my brain as well as some of the others. So I will definitely be doing some backtracking and probably will not be exploring this one as efficiently as I have like to think I have in the past. Hello, Foxblade. Welcome to the stream. It seems to be working. Pretty excited about that. Oh, man. So kind of excited. The OBS totally hosed me the other day, and just every time I tried to open it, it would crash my computer. So eventually I ended up just uninstalling it and then reinstalling it. And that seems to have worked, though I did have to rebuild all my scenes and all that kind of good stuff. So, and I also forgot to write down all my settings. So of course I had to figure all those out, find my stream key again, all that kind of good stuff. But fortunately it wasn't too much work and I was able to get through it. Oh. So the stream I did the other day where I just randomly generated some Marvel superhero characters actually has been one of my better streams. Didn't get a whole lot of activity. Well, that's not true. Actually did get quite a lot of activity during. But the comments, I think I've gotten more comments on that on the YouTube version than probably anything I've done in a very long time. Which makes me very happy and excited, but also makes me wonder, like, should I be doing more of that? And like, how quickly is it going to get boring for me just randomly rolling characters? So what else can I do besides just rolling characters? So I don't know. I might actually start reading the rules, talking about those. Novel idea, right? So I don't know of any really good guaranteed fights on this dungeon like I did the volcano one, but there's some good experience. Like just that fight had a minute ago, 2 great sharks and then the regular shark was like 1200. So there's definitely an opportunity to get some levels inside this dungeon. I just don't know of any good exploitable fights, but maybe we'll stumble upon one that I can use. Because I think I'm level 20 or 21. I will check. 21. Kind of like to maybe be like 25 by the time I get out of this. That'd be a good number for me. Oh, nope. So as I was saying, maybe just before you jumped on, I don't know. I don't really remember this dungeon as well as I do some of the others. So there's definitely going to be probably some backtracking more so on this than some of the others, where I got to kind of figure out and remember where everything is. I'm pretty sure that on this first level, just one of the things about this dungeon that makes it a little bit complex is you go up and down. And then even once you branch off, sometimes you again go up and down on levels. So I saw that over there was a stairway going down, but yep, I believe there's a stairway over here that goes up. There's a room over here. I don't remember what treasure is where, so I'll just have to hit all the rooms and hope there's something worth the effort. But I think I'm going to go up first. If I remember correctly, I think that is where the mermaids are, which there's some really good treasure on that level. There's also no enemies on that same level, so it's just a matter of exploring everywhere. But then you have to go, I think, the other way to get to the actual boss of this level, this dungeon. Which is a long-winded and rambling way of saying I don't know if I'm going to get all the way through this dungeon in one trip. So even if I don't necessarily have a die reset situation, I may see if I can get through one side, get to the mermaids, get to that treasure, and maybe call it there, and then go back another time and actually try to beat the whole boss level thing. So here's 2 gray sharks. This looks like it was a required fight. So let me try this again, see if it makes me fight again. Because if so, 2 gray sharks, that's not a bad required fight. No, it's not a required one. Yeah, because if I get somewhere where I get 2 gray sharks or even 1 gray shark every time, then that's definitely an exploitable fight, and I'll use it to level up. So the other thing that I did, if you missed the last stream, which everyone did because no one watched it, because it was only like 7 minutes long, is I once again had a computer glitch and lost my progress. I figured out now what's causing it. Should not happen again. Knock on wood. So I had to redo some stuff as before. So I took that opportunity, since I was going to be playing offline anyways, and I basically killed everybody except Hulk, and then let Hulk get some experience without everybody else. So now they're really close together again. So they were about 1,200 apart, where Hulk was actually behind. Now Hulk is slightly ahead. Actually, no. It looks like he's 12 or 13 behind, which is good, because it's 12 is different than 1,200, which is where it was before. I did not like that. So, all right. So this is our first level that went up. So I got my message speed up really high, because most of the time this is all nonsense. It doesn't really matter. But I think one of my guys just got hit for 100 damage. Holy shnipies. Yeah, 100, and then low Q is 125. I might die. Like, I wasn't even considering that a possibility, but yeah, if these guys are doing 100 plus a hit, I need to be a little bit more aware of what's going on, I think. I'm going to just take the opportunity here. Okay, there we go. And all I got was 600 experience. Wow, that is a lopsided fight there for that. All right, well, let me pay a little bit more attention to what I'm doing. I don't want to go into any fights less than, at least not close to being full. Wow, crap. Okay, so I'm going to go down. Yeah, this one's pretty tough. Like I said, it's also just sort of complicated, with the ups and downs and lefts and rights. Most of the others are kind of straightforward. Like you might have like some of the Earth Cave levels, they're sort of mazy, like where you might have to sort of backtrack a little bit, but they're still kind of contained. Where this one's kind of sprawling, so you can kind of get turned around and maybe not realize that you have or haven't been somewhere before, which can cause you to do a little bit more backtracking, which I'm trying to level, so I'm not too worried about, how much time I take and everything, but I also don't want to die, and lose progress that I've made. So that's the thing. I just got to be careful that I may have to pull the eject button and go back to the surface and save and come back in. Okay, wait. Okay, I don't think I can get there. There we go. Helps if your guys can like one shot these monsters. It, just makes things so much easier. Whoops, nope. All right, so that's the mage staff. I believe that one does fire damage. Okay, now it looks like I want to go down over here. If I remember, I think this is the stairway, but I don't want to go there yet. So I just double checking, but I want to backtrack around. So I'm going to try the mage staff just to make sure I know what it does. Because I still wanted to heal most of the time, but especially when you're fighting a whole bunch of stuff, like you got 9 enemies, having another area of attacks spell that doesn't really cost you anything, and you're cleric-ish, your defensive magic person being able to do an offensive spell, still a good option to have. Yep. So that's the. Let me double check. Yep. Okay. Okay. So that's where I need to go ultimately, but I still got some more places I want to explore first. But actually, I think I'm going to do it backwards. because I'm pretty sure that next level is the mermaid level, which is where there's a lot of treasure and there's no enemies there. So since I'm right here, let me just go ahead and take care of that. I don't have to worry about getting killed. And then I can finish this level at my leisure. And then that way, if I have to jettison and come back in, I don't actually have as far to go. See, that's me being smart. Opal armor status. So I have 32 and 63 for my defense. And 42 and 63, so it's a little bit better. And I'm going to give that to my black belt. One of the big items that you find in this dungeon is the tablet, which, again, I don't talk to people because I'm lazy. But in the story of the game, there's a researcher at one of the towns that if you bring him the tablet, he will teach you to speak this ancient language, and you have to have that ancient language to go to one of the last cities and get the information and the items you need. Every time I see that Daryl, it makes me think of the old Bob Newhart show. This is my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl. Or I'm Larry. Yeah, I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl. Opal shield. All right, so we got 55 and 61. And 59, 61. So, yep, a little bit better. I think I already got this one. Yep. Part of the reason why I have to backtrack so much is I'm kind of dumb, as I think I've mentioned many times. And I cannot remember where I've just been. And kind of slows me down a little bit. Again, I'll double check. Yep. Okay. See, I should have known that. Then we have to sort of walk all the way around for some reason. You can't just go left. You have to walk all the way around, apparently the world, to get to the other side of that same room you were just on. See, there they are. There's the slab. So sort of. So I was mentioning Foxblade that at least on the YouTube side, because all these streams, most of them get uploaded to YouTube after the fact. The actual stream of the Marvel stuff was okay. I think you were there. A couple people. It was very active because it was kind of fun and interactive, but like number of people wasn't significantly higher than usual. But since it's been on YouTube, I've gotten a lot more views and a lot more comments where people seem to be really engaging with that. Several people have told me that, much like me, they have a nostalgia love for the game. One person went online and bought it after the stream and now wants to play it with their kids, which, God, I love hearing that stuff. So I'm trying to figure out, for my own selfish wants and desires, like, can I do more of that? Because it was fun. I didn't mind doing it at all. But I just wonder how many times can I just roll up random characters in that game before that gets boring? So is there other things with that particular game I could do? And are there other character creation streams that I can do, other games? Like, is it fun? Like, if I were to roll up a 5e character, is that something people would be interested in? Maybe helping make choices, maybe helping me fudge the dice rolling a little bit or manipulate it to certain things, or just roll and, see what you get. Because I don't know a lot of other games that have completely random character generation. I'm sure I could find out. So I'm definitely interested in doing it. I just want to, want to do stuff people are interested in that I also will have an interest in. Though I do have an interest in rolling some 13th Age characters because I want to run a 13th Age one-shot. It's one of the things I'm wanting to do through the Discord here pretty soon. But 13th Age is kind of an interesting beast if you've played it, because you've got to leave a lot of holes, because that's a lot of the fun for the player is to fill in those things like your icon relationships. But still, it might be fun to roll up a couple of 13th Age characters just to see how it goes. All right, so I got some more stuff here. I want to trade. Okay, so here's the thing. The ribbon protects me from like instant kill attacks, but it doesn't add a lot to my defense. The opal helmet does a lot more for that, but it's going to make me susceptible to those instant kill attacks again. So I feel like I'm just going to have to suck it up and not use it. It's worth a lot, so might just do that. So I do have the slab. So again, that was the other big thing I was looking for in this dungeon. So once we're out of this dungeon, I can go back to that town, talk to Professor Dude, and he will teach me Lufunian or whatever it's called, which is the language of the ancient space people. Spoilers. And will help me get to the, spoilers, space station, which is the next dungeon, or part of the next dungeon. Okay, so now we're back to this level. And this is the one where I did not explore everywhere. So I want to do that, but also want to just be cautious that I don't die. If I need to jettison and come back in, I can. So the other thing that I run into, which will probably happen very soon, is I only have so many slots. So if you look at my armor, they're all full. So if anything I find in a treasure chest is armor, it doesn't give me the option of picking it up and then switching. It just won't pick anything up. It'll say it's already full. So then it kind of, what do you do? So the light axe will cast harm, which is another undead killing spell. So I can give that to another character so that I can have a bunch of AoE if it comes to that. So then I may have to jump out, sell a few things to open up some slots, and then go back in. Because I don't remember. I'm sure I could look online and find out what each treasure chest is, but I don't want to drop something that's worth like 10,000 gold to find something that's worth 4,000, because once you drop it, you can't just pick it off the ground. It's gone. So if I get to a treasure chest that it won't let me take, then I kind of have to either just skip it and not worry about it, or come back to it, which is, kind of frustrating to have to backtrack all the way for something and still not know exactly what it is. So I think this is the way I started, right? Sorry, just trying to think and verbalize at the same time. Not always a strength of mine. Welcome, Gygar68. Thanks for coming back and hanging out with us today. I did get Final Fantasy and my streaming to work again, which is great. Again, I was talking a little bit about maybe doing some more Marvel stuff here in the future. Just trying to figure out, would just rolling up more random characters be fun, or is there some other things that I could do with it? Maybe roll up a bad guy for a game I'm going to run, or like maybe actually go over the rules because, rules are somewhat important, I guess. Probably wouldn't hurt for me to read them again since I do try to run the game occasionally. Yeah. So I think, yep, that's how it came in. There we go. So I'm trying to use items as best I can. With just 3, it's probably a bit overkill because Cap and Hulk would probably take out 1 each. But hopefully by using the combination of these items, it'll actually take out all 3 of them. Yay. Okay. $20 gold. That was definitely worth that. This fight's actually... See, fighting 1 or 2 gray sharks at a time is pretty much ideal. Doesn't help. It's not as ideal when they go first, but for the most part, I can take them out in one cycle. Hulk can pretty much one-shot them, and they're worth quite a lot of experience. Okay, so I can go left up here at the top. These water elementals, if I recall, are actually pretty tough. So I may need a little extra oomph. So the mages, the fire doesn't do a whole lot to the water, but still it hits all 3 of them. I'm hoping that between those 2 and then their attacks, okay, so that kind of works. Oh. Hope everybody's having a good day out there in streaming land. The school was officially not canceled, but in-school was canceled officially by our governor. So we know our kids aren't going back at all this year, which we really saw coming. Like I would have been totally surprised if they hadn't done that, but at least we now know it's official, and we can kind of start planning around that. I posted a little bit earlier on Twitter. My laptop got destroyed not too long ago by my kids, so we're kind of in the market now for a new one. So if anybody has any recommendations for a fairly cheap laptop, it doesn't have to do a whole lot. Kids are going to use it for their e-schooling. They play Roblox on there. I'll probably use it to surf the internet and stuff, but it's not for like streaming or audio editing or anything. So I had a MacBook Pro that I got used a few years ago, and it was a beast, and I loved it. And the kids were goofing around. Holy snikes, Loki's almost dead. And spilled water on it. And we tried the whole dip it in rice thing. We tried taking it apart and taking out the battery thing, and I pronounced it DOA today. It is no more. So again, I think this is all backtracking. I think I've been all over the same place before. Yep. But just wanted to be sure, because once this level is done, like I said, that'll probably be the end for the day. And then the next time I'll come back and I'll go the other half and actually try to beat this dungeon. So yeah, we are not far at all from the end of the game. There's one more dungeon after this, which is a two-parter. It's pretty lengthy, but not too big. And then there's just the final dungeon, but the final dungeon is really big, and it will require probably several trips in just to level up, so I get to the point where I can actually survive it in one go. Jump over here for a second. So since I have you both here, and if there's anyone else, as always, if you're just hanging out and don't feel like chatting, totally cool. Happy to have you here either way. But if I were to do more stuff with the Marvel, what would be fun? Just do more random characters, maybe roll some villains, maybe do some fights just to see what happens if Doc Ock fights Spider-Man in the game, rules reading and review, like what would be interesting. So here we go. So here we're at that part where this is some sort of armor, but I don't know what it is. Can't hold it because all my armor is full. So I'm going to make the executive decision because I do not want to come all the way back to this again. I'm going to drop my ice shield because I don't need it. All I'm going to do is sell it, and I probably have enough gold. Anyway, and see what's in here. Opal armor. So I should have dropped my armor. That would have been a better, but fine. So there we go. And then magic. That takes us all the way out. Yeah, I remember you saying that, and again, I have to say, I don't think it's a great system. Because I heavily tweak it just to play it, but I have a lot of love and nostalgia for it. It's, the second game I ever played. I still love superheroes. I love Marvel more than DC because I played the DC hero game and it was okay, but I didn't really like it better or worse, I guess. Well, that's not true. Actually, I think I did like the DC system worse, but I also played it 30 some years ago. I'm a much better DM and a much better player now. I might understand the rules better and be able to apply them. And somewhat funnily, just a couple days ago, after I did my Marvel stream, one of my podcasting buddies took a picture of him holding his DC Adventures book and says he's gearing up to run a game. And I asked if I could please play, but he responded with like and like an LOL, but not a yeah, I'll call you so we can work this out. So then I went and looked online just to see if I could, get a copy of DC Heroes and check it out. And it's not on drive-through, and the box sets I found on Amazon were ridiculously overpriced. So that's going to be a no-go unless I find somebody who's got a used copy or something they'll sell me. So anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. So the next time we dive in, before we go any further, before I do that, I need to go sell this armor stuff that I have, or I'm going to be in the same exact boat again. And actually, I don't think there's a weapon and armor in this town. So, okay, I'll still do that next time. So just remind me, if you either of you two jump on really quickly, remind me I need to go sell stuff before I jump back into the dungeon, or I'm going to be dropping stuff, trying to figure out what's in chest again. But thank you, as always, for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, so there's like a newer rule set. I know that at some point, like Mutants and Masterminds, I think did like a DC version or something, but the original version I played back in like the early 80s, I think was its whole uniquely own self, but I may be mistaken that. I don't remember. I played GURPS once and my brain's never recovered completely. But yeah, I thought it was a different thing. So I didn't realize there was a new set. So I might look into that. 50 is still, money's kind of tight right now, but that's not unreasonable. Not like $800 or whatever it was. Okay. Well, I can't get to my local game stores now, but certainly in the future. I'll check Craigslist too. Like somebody was mentioning on the YouTube thing, they mentioned that these books, the Marvel books, are going for like a crazy high amount. I got these at half price books for $4 each, so I paid $8 for the two books. And this person's saying that online they're going for hundreds of dollars as well, like the box set. So, I don't need the box set. It'd be cool to have, but yeah, I don't need it. So anyway, so with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you both. Anyone else that's hanging out, thank you. And maybe next time join chat if you're cool with it. But if not, that's fine too. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.